Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my B2B tips to grow and transform episode. The welcome our amazing guest today, Sally. And Sally, look, you very bright and fresh. And can you actually introduce yourself to our audience first? Thank you.
Yes, certainly. So my name's Sally A. Curtis. I run a content marketing agency called Monetize Your Content. We're effectively a support team that helps people to monetize and leverage their existing content. We're actually best known for turning books into 2 years worth of bite-sized content. So we help you create little snippets of bite-sized content so you keep your audience coming back for more. And if you're easy to consume, you're easy to buy.
Wow, that sounds amazing. So does it mean that you work with a lot of authors?
Yeah, we do.
Actually, yeah.
Predominantly speakers, authors, coaches, and consultants, because most of the experts these days have written a book or write lots of articles or do lots of training. So if somebody's an
Hmm.
expert in their field, they've got lots and lots of content because they've unpacked lots of their ideas and their methodologies that they want to leave behind with the world, their wisdoms.
Beautiful. How did you start with that business? Actually, I'm just curious. Yeah.
Yeah, lots of evolution. I've always been in the personal development arena. Started as a seminar junkie, then a support person, then the person at the front of the room speaking, and then I started coaching experts, etc. Used to put bums on seats or fill rooms for other experts. That's where I understand the content and conversations side of things. And
Right.
then I saw a lot of people fatigued as it relates to creating content. So content creation has been very overwhelming for a lot of people. So that was why we started creating the agency that helps people repurpose and amplify their existing content into bite-sized pieces. So lots of
Right, right. Yeah, right. So you see the marketing trend at the moment, and probably you must have a combine your genius into it, isn't it? So what was your genius part actually put into that process?
One of my giftedness or one of my inner genius is actually seeing the individualization in somebody. So I can see somebody's inner genius in the way in which they effervesce it. And then my gift is actually being able to understand how to interpret that and bring that into a visual form, into bite-sized pieces that help an audience understand how that coach or that speaker or consultant can give them the transformation, etc., that they're looking for. So it started because I can see the individualization of people, and I've always been people nosy and people curious. And then because I'm a dot joiner, e.g., I can see, oh, there's that. I was able to help to sort of join the dots and be able to create elements around somebody's inner genius in content that they find difficult doing for themselves, because most people, when we sit inside our own little jar, we can't read the label on the outside. Somebody like
Mm.
me that's skewed with that, seeing the individualization of somebody, is able to see all of that and actually bring it out into the marketplace to help that person be easier to consume.
Wow, that's amazing genius. It seems like you can visualize it from a different angle and then take the essence out and then show it to the public again, right? Like it's
Very much
beautiful.
so. Yeah. So when I look at a book, literally, people will go, "Oh, I've got to get pull content out of my book," and they'll start reading every word on every page. But for somebody
Mm.
like me, it actually sort of almost jumps off the page. So I can scan a book effectively and
Oh,
pull out all those
wow.
things. That's
Amazing.
different. People
Oh,
overcomplicate most things though. So it's just I've worked out what the fast hack quick system is. So.
yeah, beautiful. So how long you been doing this product or providing this service?
And we're up to about 4.5 years with just the agency. So prior to that, I had a coaching and business growth practice, again for the same audience, but like I mentioned, lots of evolution. So the agency
Yeah.
where we do the content side has been going for about 4.5 years.
Wow. So apparently you on this journey quite a few years. So really love to find out, and I think the audience is curious to know about your past challenges as
Yeah.
well, and how did you overcome them? Yeah.
I think the biggest challenge, well, there's been a number of them, obviously, with the entrepreneurial roller coaster ride. And if I
Mm.
look at and reflect as to the challenges I see, the first one in the early days when you want to be an expert and you've got, you found that one thing to rant about. trying to create enough content to be able to unpack it, to be able to use on social media has and was a challenge for me. And an example of that the audience would experience is, they've created something like a signature program, or they've, got this methodology, and then they're fearful of giving their good stuff away because they've got an idea, they've got a concept, but they haven't unpacked those ideas. So I think that the inability or the struggle to unpack ideas was a big challenge for me. Obviously now with AI, that's a bit more of a solution now to help with that process. But one of the first challenges was unpacking an ideas and having enough ideas. And then I think the second one, which is an ongoing one I see for a lot of people, is the overwhelm of being over-teched. E.g., they've got too many technical systems or too many types of apps, and we just naturally overcomplicate processes that could be really simple. I mentioned earlier that I was chatting to somebody today that's just taken on a virtual assistant, and they're not technically savvy. They've got some tech tools that they use, but now they've been given another 5 apps and things that they've got to log into and now understand. And it's sort of like, why do you need another 5? We're over-teched.
Right. So you personally experience leveraging the technology to create content. And did you actually personally get involved in overtech as well for yourself?
I have been over-teched myself, e.g. that I've had too many things that, you try to clump together into, a Frankenstein version of a system. I think it's
Yeah.
important to get to find the right solution and then just keep it really, really simple. An example that I had this morning was somebody was using WhatsApp, Coda, Airtable, and Slack. Now, all those systems have they have similarities and overlaps, so you shouldn't need all of those systems.
Right.
It's that sort of thing. Systems for the sake of systems it's not a time saver. It's a time pitfall, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Black hole. So I think we need to be more discerning in the tools that we use to actually save ourselves time, which is why we actually want to be able to use tools and tech.
Yeah. 100%. I think the technology is double-sided sword, right? Like it
Correct.
helps us a lot. At the meantime, it can create some overwhelm as well.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
when you don't know what you don't know. You just
Yeah,
believe that you
right.
need them all, but you don't. But
Right.
it's
So,
a whole nother
exactly.
thing.
So in that sense, what would you suggest us to do? Or like our mutual audience? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a case of being discerning and asking the question, why do I need that as well? And finding tools and solutions and people that know the tools and solutions that they're suggesting intimately. So, not taking, oh, I need that tool and I need that tool, understanding why you need that tool. And if somebody understands that tool intimately, they can then use that tool in multiple different ways versus, somebody that uses this tool because it does that and that tool because it does that, where in reality, one of those tools could do both of those things. So working
Yeah.
with people that understand tools intimately and they've got that been there and done an experience of utilizing that tool or that strategy that you're trying to achieve.
So that means it's kind of like we all need to have the courage, first of all, to tap into those tech, right? Like to explore, but at the meantime, streamline it into a simpler way to simple our process and systems
Yeah,
for the business scale up journey. Okay.
very much so. And I'm going to point to that sign behind me because I haven't always done that, trust my instincts myself. And if it
Right.
doesn't feel right and you sort of go in the very beginning, don't go down it. It's going to be a nightmare.
Right. So that means in your business journey, how much time you actually follow your instincts? That's your book, right? Is it your book or
No, it's just a plaque that I've found in a cheap shop and went, might need that regular reminder over my shoulder. So,
nice? Wow. Yeah.
I haven't always, and that's why it's been it's such a reminder for me, because I know, and I think everyone can relate to this. You get that inner knowing or that inner nudge or that knock, and we go, yeah, I'm just going to do this anyway. We've all
Mm.
had that nudge, and then we go, yeah, I so got that nudge and I ignored it. I think we need to learn to trust our instincts, our gut, or that not nudge or knock more than what we do. And I think it would save us a whole lot of time and
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah, 100%. And I think instinct, I believe, is a higher wisdom. Like a lot of time we know the answer in our heart and it's much faster than our brain. And let's say now AI is in the world, they actually beating our IQ, right? Beating our IQ at the moment. So we got to follow our instincts more and to follow our EQ or love Q. What do we call it? Love intelligence, to really shine out. So I have probably it's a harsh question. It
Mm,
just suddenly popped into my head. I'm just curious, right? Now, given the AI can help a lot on the content creation,
mm.
what has that affected your industry or even your business?
From our business perspective, we worked I suppose, with a mastermind and a mentoring community that said you either bring this into your business and evolve or you die. And I sort of went, but I got it. And I think I'm not a fearful person. So I was going to suss it out. I just got more, I got more invested in sussing it out. So we've certainly utilized it in our business, but we still come back to the individualization, the human touch, that
Yeah.
heart feel
Mm-hmm.
stuff. But from a brainstorming perspective, from creating ideas, or helping you unpack your own ideas, does it mean this or does it mean that? And again, using the intuition, going, oh, that didn't quite resonate, but that does. That actually helps you move forward. So I think AI is a great tool for helping businesses move forward. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
you should be fearful of it. I do work with another organisation that has a marketing team, and they're actually quite fearful of it. So they're not wanting to play the game.
Mm.
I think that's a missed opportunity, because used well and used with their inner genius and their unique way to trust their instincts can create some really phenomenal opportunities as it relates to content, as it relates to engaging the audience, and as it helps to create some of that volume of ideas instead of struggling for ideas. So I do think I think we need to embrace it, but embrace it in the way that suits us the best, and only us as individuals can answer that.
Wow, totally agree on that. Actually, you see the AI comes up even in our outsourcing industry, right? A lot of VAs feel like probably that's replacing it. However, it's the other way around. Depends on how I use it. It's like the double-sided sword, right? Yeah, so let's leverage the skills, and our team, they all find is super handy actually to great improved efficiency. But however, we find a lot of cases AI still need a manpower to manage and a guide, and especially in a complicated system and the procedure size. So I thank you so much for mentioning that. I think that gave all of us a courage and the strength to really leverage this words better, like an AI field, and to scale up our business, right? So I
Mm.
have a couple of minutes left. I just want to ask at the end, do you have anything wanted to actually share with our mutual audience and to shout out? Yeah.
I'd love to do a bit of a shout out. Something that has helped me in a number of different ways is I've got an ebook on my website called Capitalizing on Your Ideas. And I've used this system. It's like if you think of an airport, it's an airport system to capture your ideas. So you've got the airways where the ideas are running around, and we've all lost ideas when we've been in the shower or driving our car and then thought, oh, that was such a good idea, that was $1 million idea, but I've forgotten it. So it actually helps you capitalize those. So it's got the airways where the ideas are running around. It's got the runway where you can actually land the ideas, and then you've got the hangar where you can actually park when you've you've capitalized on those ideas. And it's just a visual resource and a methodology to get those ideas that are in your head out into a visual methodology. Either mine's on my wardrobe wall, wardrobe doors, or it can be on sheets of paper. But it's a great way to capitalize on your ideas by actually seeing them visually. And I've used it for content creation, productization, and actually growing and mapping out business ideas. So it's just a really good way to get the stuff out of your head and see it visually, and see what goes with what, helps you mix and match and create opportunities for yourself. So I think that's, I share that regularly, because ideation is what makes the world go around. Great ideas implemented and brought to life is what the world needs right now. And
Wow.
you've probably got ideas in your head, or you may have lost some of those ideas. So this is a little simple little ebook, and a super simple, that it's almost so dumb system, but it does help you see those ideas so you can actually do something with them.
Wow, beautiful. I'm going to be the first one to download, to be honest with you, because when I'm driving, when I'm doing things, sometimes even when I'm dreaming, a lot of things actually suddenly making me even feel like, oh, such a good idea, right? But later I forgot about it, or maybe they lost the flavor or something. So that's wonderful. I'm going to try that, and then I hope you can help our mutual audience to really find this helpful. All right. Thank you so much, Sally, for your time. And let's really be courageous to embrace the new technologies and on our scale up journey to combine it with our inner genius, like Sally mentioned, and to create a better world. All right. Thank you very much, and see you next episode. Bye.